89 rune crafting, just one away from soul runes now. We've been parked out here at Zaya for who knows how long. I think at minimum 2 weeks, but probably longer than that. We're currently 89 rune crafting, just under halfway to 90, and we're going to be moving on to soul runes. You can see in my inventory I have 228k blood runes. All of these blood runes are from rune crafting since level 77. Anyways though, I am going to take a week off from rune crafting, and we're dusting off the T-bow, our armor, all of that good stuff, and we're actually going to be doing some PVM content on 416 Hero here. We're taking a bit of a break away from the skilling grinds. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this inventory of dense essence blocks though, and then we'll get into it. We have finally taken off the robes of the eye, something we haven't taken off in at least 2 weeks. Now we're in our best in slot melee gear here on the 50 defense account, and we're going to be doing Perilous Moons. Now Perilous Moons isn't our final destination here. We're doing Perilous Moons just to unlock the ability to do the Final Dawn, and then we're going to do the Final Dawn so that we have access to the Doom of Mocha. Now I could be doing this on the max GM account, but instead we're going to be doing it on here just because I think it's more of a challenge, and we get to actually fill out the collection log to Doom of Mocha here, because obviously we've never been here before. It is already green logged on the other account respectively, although we do actually need another cloth so that we have confliction gauntlets, because on this account we only have the tormented bracelet. I think it's safe to say we might be a little over geared for this quest. So quite obviously by doing this quest we unlock Moons of Perils, aka Barrows 2, which is very, very nice, especially for us as a 50 defense account. This is where the Blood Moon outfit came from. But it also gives you general access to Cantorum, and if you can look in the minimap here, and we'll just open up the map itself too, there's a lot of things available here. Now off to the sides, that's where we could do Bone Shard mining. Not as relevant for us right now because we did get all the way to 97 prayer. But it's still an option for us, I guess, to get to more prayer levels. Although we're likely going to try to pick that up by doing a Slayer grind. We're just sitting at 88 for right now. After a lot of running around and a lot of setup, it is finally time to actually do the 3 bosses here at Perilous Moons. So first things first, we're going to be doing the Blue Moon, the Crush boss. And fun fact, you actually can get loot from doing the quest. Relax. Oh my god. We might die here. The food isn't cooked. Ooh. Let's go make some food. Oh, we just got a combat task. No way. Second boss, here we are at the Blood Moon. This one's a bit more dangerous, although, you know, clearly we weren't having a good time at the blue one either. But with the scythe, it should be okay, but us being 50 defense, we are going to take heavy, heavy damage. I probably should have brought a spec weapon. If we hit really hard, we can skip the hound phase. Oh, I think we can skip it. There we go. Alright, that's the second moon down. One more to go. And the third boss is going to be the Eclipse boss. This one is the stab one. Okay, for this one, I guess we get a nice little cutscene before we start. Now, the quest helper, or the quest in general, had us doing this in an unideal order. In order for efficient pathing, you do want to actually start with Eclipse first, and then the Blue Moon, and then Blood Moon for last. This places you in a better rotation to go claim your loot afterwards and restart the cycle. The pathing around to get to these 3 bosses kind of threw me for a loop. I kept running the wrong direction. For as good as Moons is, like, that's probably the one confusing thing. Looking at the minimap and the directions you go doesn't actually correlate. No, not the... I hate this phase. I hate this phase because you can do absolutely nothing. You know what? It's not exclusive to this moon, actually. All 3 moons have a phase where, like, you can do absolutely nothing. It feels kind of bad. There we go. With the 3 bosses out of the way now, Just a little dialogue, and there we have it. You have completed Perilous Moons. Pretty nice rewards for a mid-game account. You know, that's when you're intended to do this quest and start doing moons after Barrows. 40,000 Slayer. I will say, though, it does have a pretty relatively high Slayer requirement to do this quest. I think it's like in the 50s. And Slayer is a very, very slow skill in the beginning. But 40,000 Slayer XP, 5,000 runecrafting, hunter, and fishing. Alright, with moons out the way, let's move on to the final dawn. Well, before we do that, let's find out if we can get anything out of 1KC. Amoxliatl darts, that is a collection log. And bone shards, some herbs, water orbs, really good mid-game, early-game Ironman rewards. So you can see why it is a very, very integral progression for Ironman these days. Alright, Leo, let's go ahead and do your random event. I don't remember the last time I did a random event on this account. Maybe we'll get some collection logs out of this. That should be it. Let's find out. I think I've finished. Do you need to collect dropped items? No, I picked up all my Quran ones. It's nice that it detects that. Like, I did drop items in here. Alright, what's my reward? Oh, zombie dance emote. Oh, we don't have any of those. So, nice. Alright, let's continue on with the final dawn. Alright, so here's another cool little fight here. I think we just protect melee the entire time. But we have to watch out for this. When the circles pop up, run to the circles. Yeah, just very cool animations in these fights. It's too bad these are only quest bosses. Imagine if a regular boss was like this. It'd be pretty cool, honestly. The next fight that's coming is even cooler than this one. Oh, I forgot about a second phase. Not sure what happens here. Maybe it's just an enrage phase. Yeah, you use attacking faster. Ow. And there we go. I guess at the start here I can just... Oh my god. I should have read the sidebar. Yeah, it's just easier if I arrange this entire fight, I think. Oh my god, the misclick. The burn. We gotta lock in. We can't afford mistakes. Ooh, okay. That should be it. Yeah, very fun fight right there. And that is the quest, the final dawn completed. 3 quest points, the Archon Blade, which is actually a very good spec weapon. Access to Mocha, that's what we want. A 55,000 combat EXP lamp. Can I put that in prayer? I don't know. 55,000 thieving, 25,000 fletching, 25,000 runecrafting. Really good rewards right there. Let's find out if we can put this in prayer. Oh, we can. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. Prayer EXP. Thank you, thank you. And with the final dawn being done, we are now ready to do Doom of Mocha. Well, we're allowed to anyways. But before we really start the grind, well, for one thing, Boss of the Week hasn't started yet. But secondly, we're going to go to the Amox boss now and farm the Pendant of Eights. This is because the Pendant of Eights has the next best teleport outside of the Waystones that you get at Mocha. So we're definitely going to want to use that for the duration of this grind. Well, we have geared up for the Amox boss, and I geared up in the Blood Moon because naturally that's just what I wear for pretty much everything on this account. It's best in slot. But I forgot that Inquisitors is actually 30 defense, and obviously we've been on the Fasani's grind on the max GM account. So for the first time ever here on 416 Hero, full Inquisitors. Looking pretty sick. Alright, let's get to it. Unfortunately, I'm just going to have to hold on to the blood armor in my inventory, but you know what? I'll be using, wait for it to resupply myself so I don't have to leave necessarily. And let's get underway with our first KC. It's been a while since I did this boss, but I mean, surely can't be too difficult. I did bring a Saradomin Godsword for sustain as well, and now that we're wearing Inquisitors, it would probably help if I actually put my sight on Crush. A little scary here, actually taking a fair bit of damage. Let's go ahead and dump the SGS specs now. I think it's actually very beneficial to do it on those rocks right there, as I think it guarantees a max hit. I could be mistaken. Now, I think I'm supposed to be praying mage and not melee. I might have been praying melee the entire time there. Being that this is our first time here at the Amox boss on this account, we should be picking up some combat achievements as well. I did bring the runes for Thralls, but I forgot the book. But there we go, Amox Champion. Get some Frozen Tears as a collection log as well. Totally Shattered, another combat achievement. Some points right there. And that was a time of 106. That's not quite the speed time we're looking for. Maybe we'll RNG it at some point. A new PB of 57 seconds. That's the speed trialist time. I believe it's sub 1 minute. There is the Speed Chaser combat achievement, which is 30 seconds, so we're nowhere near that right now. I think it would require some more tech, being that we don't have piety on this account. But we're not exactly looking for that right now, we're just looking for the pendant. Another KC down. The pendant, by the way, is a 1 in, I want to say 25, I believe. Indeed it is. Alright, so it shouldn't take too long. Well, that did not take long at all. KC number 4, Pendant of 8s. Now, these Frozen Tears we've been getting, that's what you use to charge it. 24 tears, 24 charges. We're going to get a couple of more of those tears, because we're definitely going to be TPing more than 24 times. Now, from this point on, if we get another Pendant, I do believe we can break those down for extra tears, extra charges. So, let's farm up some KCs, and I'd say even get some more combat achievements just off of pure RNG on the way. Okay, these are the dualies. I honestly forgot about that. Honestly, not that important now that we have the dualies from the Blood Moons, but pretty nice drop to get early on if you're coming here early in your Ironman. Nice little bonus, and for us, obviously a collection log. I guess now the only thing we're missing is the pet. Actually, on the next KC, I'm going to use these Glacial Tent Motleys, or however you pronounce them, for a KC, because I do believe that actually is a combat task. And speaking of combat task, just the prior KC to that one, we did snag Nagua Negation, or however you pronounce that. I think that's just a perfect kill, I think. Could be mistaken. Alright, we have these equipped. Let's go ahead and use these for a full KC. Paired with the Inquisitors, it's probably not bad at all. Now, I don't know if SGSing these rocks is going to fail the task or not, so I'm just not going to risk it. Couple more hits here. I do wonder what my max hit on these are. We hit a 40 right there. And there we have it. Oh, we got 2 combat achievements out of that. Interesting. I just realized now that we have the pendant, it's not a big deal if we do TP out of here, because we can get back here quickly, so long as I use the pendant on the statue outside right here. Or just simply left click activate it, I do believe. And now, on the pendant, we should be able to TP the Twilight Temple. Well, evidently, the game is smart enough to know that we're already here, so we can't use it, but I promise you, it works. So my food to prayer ratio was definitely way off. We have so many prayer potions in our inventory. Now, we are going to go back for a little bit more just to farm more charges, And there's actually a few more combat achievements we can pick up. One of them is doing 10 consecutive KC without leaving. By leaving right there, we were actually... Oh wait, no, we did it. Wow, that was purely coincidental. That's what the second combat achievement was. But there is another combat achievement, which is simply 20 KC. So at minimum, we'll do 10 more. So pretty much, I think we'll be able to get all the combat achievements outside of the 30-second or under time pretty easily. That one's probably going to require a couple of resets. Don't really want to be doing that right now. We'll come back to it at a later date if we're actually grinding for combat achievements. We are now just 3 KC away from the 20 KC combat achievement, but along the way, we're going to attempt a... Well, I already failed, actually. Next KC. What we are going to attempt is the no prayer usage. Now, we can flick, but I don't trust my ability to one-tick flick like that. So we're going to go ahead and just face tank, essentially, and not use any prayer. Honestly, this would not be an issue whatsoever on a regular account, but on this 50 defense account, I am a little concerned that we might just end up taking a ton of damage. If anything, we'll TP out and bring an inventory full of food if it comes down to it. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and face tank the Amox boss. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, we already started out taking 20 damage. I do have SGS available and 7 pieces of Karambans. Let's go ahead and use the SGS right now. Or maybe I should have saved it. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we should have saved it for this. I think we'll get through it. We haven't dipped into the Karambans, in which we'll actually do so now. Yeah, I'm just trying not to risk failing the task by misflicking. So we're just going to go ahead and play it safe. And with this SGS spec for good measure, it's now 15 health, one more swing. And there we have it. Oh, and we got a Huasca seed. I forgot this boss dropped that, actually. Nice. If you don't know what those are for the prayer regeneration potions. So very useful. And there we have it, Amoxliatl Adept. Now, I think I'm just going to bank on pulling another pendant sometime soon, hopefully, and we'll have plenty of charges. We're already up to 80 something right now. I honestly have no idea when this happened. Let's see if we can see it in the chat box here. I don't see it, but at some point we pulled a second pendant. So let's see how many charges we have right now in our existing pendant. Check. We have 88 charges. So if we dismantled this new one, we get 100 tiers. Very nice. So now in our pendant, we have over 200 charges. 222. That's going to be more than enough. Now I'm going to do one quick trip over and see if I can snag the speed time. I'm going to pick up some dragon claws real quick in the bank. Well, those claw specs weren't very promising. These scythe swings aren't very promising. Yeah, you know what? We're not going to go for it right now. For one thing, we don't have surge potions. We haven't been to Yama on this account yet, nor do we have the herb lore level to make those. Remember, surge potions are actually untradeable, so nothing we can do about that other than to train herb lore and go to Yama ourselves. Well, actually, the resource is tradable, but the surge potion isn't. But yeah, just a quick attempt there. Pitiful specs, pitiful scythe swings. Unfortunately, not even close. Our PB is 39 seconds, though, for what's worth. But I'm going to finish out this strip with the supplies that I did bring here. And we're not going to do any more attempts for speed because I do want to save all these charges for the Doom grind. Well, on that KC where I was wrapping things up, I just got a 37-second PB. So yeah, clearly with those bad specs or lack of specs on that KC specifically, it's very doable, just a matter of RNG, but we're not going to go for it right now. If we somehow RNG it though, I guess we'll take it, right? But pretty unlikely. With the completion of Perilous Moons into the Final Dawn quest, and even acquiring the Pendant of 8s from the Amox boss, and as a nice bonus, we actually did some combat achievements there, we are now ready for the Doom of Mocha. We're going to be starting that in the next video, as we're just lining it up with the boss of the week that's happening in the clan I'm in. Well, between now and then, let's just take the opportunity to talk about what's in store for the GIM. If you've been following along, you know that I've been heavily skilling on 416 Hero on our progress to max. And I'm pretty sure along those videos, I've flip-flopped between the idea of progressing from 50 defense to 99 to obtain the true max cape when the time comes, versus not doing that and maintaining 50 defense. All I can say is I should probably stop even talking about this as I continue to flip-flop, and we'll just cross that bridge when we finally get there. There's still so much scaling to be done, and there's still potential things that could come up that I want to accomplish as a 50 defense account. And on another note, we began the maxing journey mostly just to fill in time waiting for Raids 4. Now, I don't know when exactly this video is going to come out, but it's certainly before Raids 4 is coming out, and we did anticipate that Raids 4 would be coming out at the end of 2026 winter. But it's pretty unlikely, in my opinion, at this point. I don't have any sources, it's just pure speculation based on the timing of a rewards blog post from TOA, and then ultimately when TOA came out. For those that don't know, the blog post for rewards for TOA came out a whole year before Raids 4, or before TOA came out. So far, as of right now, there's not even a rewards blog post for Raids 4. So it's very wishful thinking to think that it's coming anytime soon. And as such, honestly, I can just take my time maxing. And even if I feel like stopping the maxing grind at any point, I can just go ahead and do something else, no pressure. And yes, I'm speaking from the perspective of our max GM account right now. Wait for it. And I complain about not knowing what to do, but I think it's finally time. I'm just going to start picking bosses on the collection log here. And I'm not going to do it in any specific order, but I'm going to start picking a random boss and doing it. Something as simple as Brutus, if we just do the pet hunt for beef, you know, that probably won't take long. That's a bad example. That's probably just a couple of days grind. But something like going for the Barrows green log could be very interesting and more of a long-term grind. And of course, if we look at things like Callisto and Ardio, only 100 KC there. We're missing the Voidwaker hilt. Not that it's deserved here. We did spoon the pet though. But if we scroll all the way down, the notorious Calvarion grind, yeah, you know, maybe one day we'll go back over there. But, you know, there's also countless other bosses to do. Look at this. I barely have any green logs. So we can definitely start looking to do that. I suppose one final note before we send this out, I will say a lot of the recent footage I've recorded has been throughout live streams we've been doing more regularly recently, and just the chat interaction with people has made everything a lot more enjoyable, a lot more fun, and it is an extra level of motivation to do certain grinds and whatnot. So yeah, if you guys follow along the series and you aren't afraid of spoilers for the videos to come, do check out the live streams whenever you can. Really like to see you guys tune in there. But yeah, with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one, where we begin the Doom of Mocha on 416 Hero.